I can proceed. All right. So my name is David Kushner. That's me up here in the top right-hand corner. Mark Miller is the owner of Rightline. Rory is the, how would you call him, the operating officer, and Sergio is our programmer. So we have to get started with the disclaimer. Basically, what this is saying is everything I speak about here is for educational purposes only. I'm not giving any buy, sell, or hold recommendations. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, nor do I even want to be. I'm not giving you any solicitation to offer a buy, any futures or options. This is all for educational purposes only. So who am I? My name is David Kushner. I've been trading the markets for over 20 plus years, probably 25 now. I've traded stocks, options, futures, Forex. My background was I had my own automotive parts business that I started when I was 18. And I had that business for over 28 years before I sold it in 2005. And since then, I've been a full-time trader. And if you have any questions, just type them in the questions box, or either myself or Rory will answer them, but we will answer all your questions. So like most of you, you probably have a whole shelf or hard drive full of indicators, trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises of helping you become more profitable and more consistent trader. I know that over the years, I have spent a small fortune on trading stuff that just doesn't work. But in the last 3 years that I've been training with the money flow tracker software, I haven't spent a dime on anything else. So when I saw a webinar, I was in a webinar that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the money flow tracker software. And I quickly realized that the methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. So now I only trade with institutional money flow or order flow. And when I say anything about money flow or order flow from this point on, I'm only talking about institutional money flow. And that's in trading along with institutional money flow has made me much more profitable and much more consistent trader. And now I'm running over 70% win rate, loss rate. So what we're going to be talking about is the money flow tracker software, the high probability setups, and I mean unbreakable rules to follow, how I trade breakouts and sidestep losing trades, the money flow tracker auto trader, and how to pass evaluations to become a funded trader. So those who stay to the end of this webinar, it runs about 45 minutes. We have a very special discount and we have some additional software for quick action bonuses. So do you ever wonder why some people just seem to make money while others just struggle? And in the world of trading, the difference between success and failure can be as stark as day and night. So let's find into the reasons why some traders thrive while others stumble. Well, number one, you lack a trading plan. Successful traders meticulously plan their moves. They know what they'll trade, when they'll trade, and how they'll trade. So without a solid trading plan, you're like a ship without a compass, just drifting aimlessly. So look at it this way. You go and you get in your car, you turn the key, you know where you want to go, you have a destination, you know how you're going to get there, you take the roads that get you there, and there's your plan. Every time you go somewhere, you have a plan. Where am I going? Well, trading is the same thing. You have to know what you're going to trade, how you're going to trade it, how you're going to manage the trade. The second thing is having an edge, right? If you don't have an edge, an edge is a unique advantage in the market. It could be a specific strategy, technical analysis, or understanding a particular asset class. And traders that do lack an edge often struggle. The psychological challenges. Trading is as much about psychology as it is about numbers. Fear, greed and impatience can sabotage even the best strategies. So developing a mental resilience and emotional discipline is crucial. So I like to say a mental mindset. So we look at it like this. You either stay within your plan, within your psychology, with everything. And if you do that and you have a losing trade, then okay, no big deal. But you can't let your emotions, you can't let your mental mindset get the best of you. Over trading, right? Over trading leads to exhaustion, poor trading decision making, and quality over quantity. We have a saying in the trade room: we're not here to make trades, we're here to make money, right? And we don't take trades unless we have setups. And not adapting to markets. Markets evolve. Traders who refuse to adapt to changing conditions fall behind. So you have to stay informed, you have to stay flexible, you have to watch out for volatility. So remember, trading success isn't guaranteed, but understanding these pitfalls can improve your odds. So you need 4 things to create trading success. The first thing you need is software excuse me, I'm having trouble moving my tongue today. Software to provide you with a competitive edge over all other traders. The second thing is that edge must track the direction of money flow, institutional money flow. The third thing is etched in stone rules to follow that will eliminate discretion. And the fourth thing, which I believe is the most important thing, is patience. Patience to let your trade set up. But when you're looking for a certain setup, you have to have patience to let that happen. So I'm going to break down the money flow tracker in detail, but I'll show you a couple of trades that we've taken, and these were option trades on AMC. Here's an option trade on GME. Here's a trade on 30-year bonds. 41 ticks at 31.25 a tick is pretty good. And we were in this trade all day. The euro. So it's likely that you're having a problem making money. And from the poll, I'm willing to bet that most of you that are here are having a problem making money. The markets have been very tough to trade the last couple months. They've been very choppy, very range bound, making crazy moves. They've just been very tough to trade. So, why do you have a problem making money? You don't have the proper tools to efficiently manage your trades. You overtrade, you revenge trade. Revenge trading is really bad, and you make impulsive decisions. When I have been caught in the revenge trade mode over my trading career, but not anymore, because I've learned to recognize when I'm feeling that feeling that, gee, I just want to get this money back. It doesn't work. It makes your losses even more. You lack consistency. You trade with indicators that lag price. You lack a mathematical proven trade methodology. And all these things lead to blowing trading accounts. So my commitment to you for attending this webinar is to bring this to an end. Okay? So why do they say that 95 to 98% of traders go broke, right? Because they trade with the same old things that everybody's been trading with that just don't really work. Price action, MACD, Elliott wave, divergence, all these things. None of these things have any future predictive properties. I am not saying that the money flow tracker can predict the future, all right? It can't predict the future. But if you follow the rules and you wait for high probability setups that we're looking for, I'm running 72% win rate right now. So Mark Sachs, which is the developer of the Money Flow Tracker, has over 15 plus years in the study of field of applied mathematics. He was a professor at Jefferson University, and after 8 long years, he engineered the software system and trade methodology that can improve your trade performance, which is the Money Flow Tracker. We have over 500 traders between the 3 trade rooms that we trade shoulder to shoulder every day. But before we get started, I want to be transparent with you, and I want to show you my trade journal. Now, this is my trades, and most of these trades were done in the trading room that I've called out. Every day, at the end of the trading day, I click here, I go and I import my file that I download from the trade performance window in NinjaTrader into this program. And what this program does is it imports all my trades, entry times, exit times, the trade ID from NinjaTrader right here. And then I choose, and then the setups are here, so we can track our setups. What is the swing trader, the auto trader doing? Here is my equity curve for this year. Yeah, we have dips here and there, like every equity curve, but for the most part, we're up $45,000 so far this year, right? And the markets have been really tough to trade. But let me show you what we did in May. So if you look at this, you can see that we didn't trade on the 1st, we didn't trade on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. So there's 4 days. We didn't trade on the 17th. There's 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days. We didn't trade 9 trading days, okay, in the month of May. And look what our trade performance was for the month of May. 98.48, almost 10,000. And this is the breakdown per week. The first week in May, we did 2,300. The 4th week, we did 1,000. The second week, we did 1,000. The 3rd week, we did 2,000. The 4th week, we did 1,400. And the last week, we did 2,900. So, the point is that if you look at March, right, we traded more in March because we had trending markets, but we still did not trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days. And in March, we did $11,434. We only trade 2 contracts. All right, so this is my trade journal. This is where we're at in April. Was not a great month, but it wasn't a bad month. 6,300, right? But look at June, I'm sorry, this month so far. Last week, we didn't have a losing day. We didn't trade Monday because the markets were dead. We did Tuesday and today, right? So my win rate is 72.5%, and my where is it? My profit factor, which is the most important thing, is 2.83, almost 3 to 1, right? So that is my trade journal. So the market consists of many small retail traders plus 1 or more large institutional traders. Well, since we know that most retail traders lose money, why would we want to trade with them? We want to trade with institutional traders, not retail traders. Okay, so the money flow tracker software has 3 key metrics that determine money flow, institutional money flow. The first thing is triple screen assessment of correlative markets. The second thing is triple screen assessment of the Laguerre for momentum, and triple screen assessment of order flow. So what do I mean by triple screen assessment? 3 time frames in agreement. So our time frames are multiples of 3. So if you're trading a 2-minute, your mid time frame will be 6 and your higher time frame will be 18. We trade with Unirenko bars, so we use range bars, right? So the first most powerful force that moves price is triple screen assessment of order flow. So as soon as I say order flow, most people think of these candles with all these numbers on the right, on the left, on the right outside, on the bottom, on the top, inside out, sideways, and backwards, right? You can't make good trading decisions trying to figure out what's going on with all these numbers. So we went one step further, right? And what I mean by triple screen assessment of order flow means that we want order flow to be going in the same direction on 3 time frames. So our order flow candles are totally different and totally unique. So what we did was the outline of the candle, if it's green, means that the delta of the candle is positive. If it's red, means the delta of the candle is negative. Well, I like to keep things very simple. I think things very simply. When I see a green outline of a candle, I say there's more buyers than sellers in this candle. So it should go up. Inside the candle are wicks. So we're the only company that shows price action inside of a Renko bar. And, just to show you, this is how our charts are laid out. We have a colored background, our indicators, the quants, the multiple time frame Laguerre, the modified Laguerre are all shown either in these line type displays. It's either red, green, and that's it. All right. There's no determining, well, is it gone below 20? Has it gone above 20? It looks like it. No, it either is or it isn't. Right. So the second most powerful force that moves price is triple screen assessment of the Laguerre, for momentum. And also we use the hybrid candles, which are those wicks that I just showed you. So again, triple screen assessment of the modified Laguerre is we want it going on the same direction on 3 time frames. So the wicks also tell us momentum. So when you see a candle that has a very small wick, basically opens from the previous candle close, and goes up, this is probably a 2-tick bar, goes up 2 ticks, and then this one goes up 2 ticks and this, but then when you see a long wick, means this is a pullback candle, right? So this was going up, it got a pullback, it kept going a little bit more, but then you got a lot of more deeper wicks. And it was telling you that the momentum is slowing down in this move. All right. So then we developed the modified Laguerre. And what the modified Laguerre does is it took all these indicators, we added an algorithm to them, and we developed the modified Laguerre. So the modified Laguerre is an oscillator, but it doesn't show divergence like a regular oscillator. It only shows strength of trend. So when the modified Laguerre on the bottom here crosses below 20, it will turn red. When it crosses above 20 and sloping up, it will be lime green. And when it crosses above 80, it will be dark green. And when it crosses below 80 and sloping down, it will be orange. So we want it to be above 80 and pinned at 100, so we get our acceleration dots. Or pinned at 0 on the downside, so we get our acceleration dots. Now let's talk about the quant lines. So our quant lines use our AI system. It examines 28 market components, and it uses our AI system for correlation. Now, most people heard about correlation, most people understand correlation, most people don't pay attention to it, but we do because it's important. So let's say ES is going up. Wouldn't you want to see RTY, NQ, and YM also going up at the same time? That's a powerful move when you have all markets rallying or all markets selling off at the same time. But let's say ES is going up and NQ is selling off and YM is selling off and RTY is selling off. What do you think is going to happen to ES? Eventually, these markets will pull it down with it. So that's what our quant lines show. Our quant lines show, and I'll just pull over this chart here. Our quant lines show the top one is the short term, the bottom one is the longer term quant lines. So the quant lines have to be either red or green. So then we took it one step further and said, you know what? We need to add another time frame so that we know when we have a move and it's 4 time frame in agreement that it's a pretty strong move, that the trend is in place. And we call this indicator the C2, right? And the C2 just adds another time frame. That's all it does. but the C2 indicator is displayed by this stair-stepping line above the candles. Green going up, dark red going down. So let's put everything together and you'll see how easy it is to trade with the money flow tracker. So one thing I always tell everybody, if you can follow these easy to follow rules, you should have very high probability trades. Now, I am not saying that every trade is going to be a winner because it's impossible. And, you know, it was 3 short years ago that I was on the other side of the mic listening to Mark Sachs do a webinar explaining this software, and I didn't hesitate one bit because this was the type of software that I have been looking for a very long time, right? So I am not saying that every trade is going to be a winner, but you have high probability setups that give you high probability results. We also have losses. Sometimes trades don't follow through, right? So the first thing we need is a colored background. Pretty easy, that's the first rule. The second rule is we want the C2 indicator on our chart because we want 4 time frames in agreement. The third rule is the solid line, which is we call is a trend line, and the dot dash line, which is our 15. It's not a regular 15 moving average, it's our 15 moving average. We want to see the trend line above the 15 going up and below going down. If we have a obstruction like a pivot, higher time frame support resistance, the VWAP, the open of the day, anything that would be a support or resistance area, we want to wait till the candle breaks, the body of the candle breaks that obstruction by 3/4 of the candle. And then we have to wait for a pullback candle. And I'll explain to you why we wait for a pullback candle in a few minutes. The fifth rule, both quants must be in agreement, either red or green. The sixth rule, the multiple time frame LIQUIDITY must be in agreement, either red or green. And the modified LIQUIDITY must be pinned at 0 or 100 so we get our acceleration dots. And we put on the trade, and this trade exited when the 15 went from green to yellow or green to red. We use a thing called exit on line change. So this trade here was 63 ticks on crude oil is $630 per contract. So trading with the money flow tracker rules. One thing that I really love about the software is, and the reason why we have days that we don't take trades is because the software will keep you out of choppy, non-trending markets, right? You won't get setups if the market is choppy and is not trending. And the markets that are choppy and not trending usually leads to losses. That's where most traders lose money. You know, I've heard so many traders that I've trained, thousands of traders that I've trained with the money flow tracker, say to me when they first start, they go, you know, when the markets are moving, I make money, it's not a problem. And then I give it all back the next day when the market's choppy. And then I make money the next day, and then I give it all back when the market's choppy. Well, we don't do that, right? We trade when the markets are trending. And if the markets aren't trending and institutional order flow is not there, we don't trade. We don't get setups. So remember one thing, it's okay not to trade every day. You don't need to trade every day to make money. Today I made almost $1,500, right? Maybe I won't trade tomorrow, who knows? Maybe I'll trade, you know, Thursday and Friday. You know, it depends on the market. When we come to the room in the morning, we look at the market, we draw our, you know, we go to each market, we draw our areas of concern, and then we just wait. We wait for setups. And if we don't have setups, we don't take trades. because if without setups, you're going to end up losing money. So this is a trade that I took on CL, right? It broke the pivot. There was actually 2 pivots by 3/4 of a candle, which would have been this candle. And then it moved really quick, 2 more candles. Then we got this pullback candle, and then it moved quick again, and I couldn't get in time to click it. So then we got another pullback candle, and I clicked sell on down close. And we did 10 ticks on our first target and 55 ticks on our second target for $650 on this trade. So what does the money flow tracker software give you? It gives you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and you get all your targets pre-configured in the ATMs we supply. So let me grab a little quick drink of water. So now I'm going to show you how I trade breakouts, and I call this the pullback and go strategy. So let me grab my pen, because I need to be able to draw on the chart here. So let me grab a color that you can see. Okay, so you see right here, there's a pivot. The shaded area is from the higher time frame support. So you can see we broke by 3/4 of a candle. We wait for our pullback candle. Why do we wait for the pullback candle? Well, as this candle is pulling back about halfway of the candle, we place our order stop limit to sell on down close, 1 tick below the low of this candle. So why do we do that? Because let's say the market's coming down, right? It's coming down, it breaks the pivot 3/4 of a candle. Now it's pulling back. You know, usually when it breaks support, it to retest it. But what happens if it breaks support and goes like this, right? It goes like this, up. Well, as soon as this candle would close up, this order would automatically get canceled using our NDT, which is our trade execution platform, right? So that's why we wait for the pullback candle. And I got to tell you, we sidestep a lot, and I mean a lot, of losing trades on false breakouts, right? A lot of losing trades, at least a couple a day. Sometimes we have 3 or 4 or 5. You know, some days the markets just don't want to follow through. But this saves us a lot of losing trades. And yes, sometimes we miss a winning trade because we need that pullback candle. But that's okay. You know, we miss a trade, we miss a trade. There's always another one coming around the corner. All right. So here's one that I took on RTY. See my markers? Here's another one on crude oil. Here's 2 of them on the Canadian dollar, one for 24 ticks and one for 30 ticks. All right, so that's how I trade breakouts. Do I sometimes get caught in a head fake or whatever? Maybe it goes down a little further after the pullback. Yes. You know, I am a very honest person. I'm not going to sit here and say things that are not true. We do miss trades sometimes, but not that often. But we like I said before, far outweigh the number of losing trades that we sidestep compared to a winning trade once in a while that we miss. All right, so I'm not going to talk about the money flow tracker order trader, which we call the Revo strategy. So this is one that it took for 704 ticks. Here's another one for 665 ticks. Here's another one for 1,016 ticks. We traded on MNQ. Here is the chart. As a matter of fact, this is the chart. It will not, and I repeat, it will not trade into a pivot. It will not trade into the VWAP. It will not trade into higher time frame support and resistance. It waits for the candle to clear the obstruction by 3/4 of a candle, and then it places the trade. It doesn't wait for a pullback because it can't be programmed for that. All right, and the auto trader, let me show you something real quick while I have this chart open. This trade was taken this morning at 9:40, right? And it's my fault because I have a bad habit of messing with the auto trader. It entered the trade, it hit my first target, and then I got stopped out. I moved my stop, I got stopped out here. Then it took the trade again, and I got my first target here, and then I moved my stop just below my first target. And I didn't do anything for this trade. Yesterday afternoon, I came home and I took this trade. It took this trade while I wasn't even here. So I love the auto trader. Today we missed it. We didn't get into a trade on MNQ on our regular time frame, but we were in the MNQ on our swing trader on the Revo strategy, the auto trader. So I didn't really care that I missed that one on the smaller time frame. All right, so here's one for 7. So what does the auto trader do? Well, I'm going to open up my strategy that I'm running, and I'm going to explain to you instead of showing you a screenshot. It's easier for me to do it this way. So what are the rules? We want the bias, which is the colored background, and the C2. We want the Laguerre. Well, on the auto trader, we'll trade on orange or lime. Okay, but normally on everything else that I have it set on, we trade on just like this. We want the multiple time frame Laguerre to be these colors. I'm not worried about volume threshold because MNQ trades a lot of volume. All right, MNQ trades twice the volume of NQ. We want the 50 and the 15 to be in agreement. We want the 15 to be either red or green, and we want the 50 to be either red or green. Right? We want the 50 above price or below, and we want the 15 above price. Now, this is the thing that is the most important, one of the most important things, the MA diff. So what is the MA diff? So here's a chart. Can't really pull that over. You know what? What I'll do is I'll cancel this and I'll pull this over. So the MA diff, I have it up here in the top left-hand corner. So on gold, on the 41020 Rango bar, we don't trade when the MA diff gets above 58 or gets close to 58. Why? Because that's when the market tends to pull back. The further away from the 50 the market gets, the higher probability chance that the market is going to pull back to it. So that's how we determine. We don't need a stochastics. We don't need anything else to tell us, well, you know, you might be getting oversold or overbought, because most indicators can stay oversold or overbought for long periods of time. So Mark developed the MA diff, which is a better way of determining if the market is overbought or oversold. We want to clear the pivots. We want to clear the volume zones, which are the higher time frame support resistance. We want the quants to be both red or green. All right. First target value. Actually, this I need to change. Put this in here. Our first target is 80 ticks, so it has to go 81 if you're long to get filled. This has to go 1 tick more. And losing my thing because I got the screenshot in the background. And then these are all the settings off of your time frames. Now you can set the times you want it to trade. It has built-in risk management right here. So if it makes $1,000 a day, it won't trade anymore. If it loses $400, it won't trade anymore. All right. And then on the bottom, we use exit on session close, which is 3,630 seconds. So let me just change this really quick. Where is my MNQ swing trade? And I'm going to make this version 1.2. Whenever I make a change, I change it to a different version type. So basically what it does, it follows the rules of the money flow tracker software. Here's our equity curve for 2021 and 2022. Here's a trade that the auto trader took. I recorded it because I liked the way what I was seeing. It hit my first profit target pretty quick. And I just wanted to record it because I felt that this was going to be a good trade to share with people. So I'm just going to fast forward it. So here we're up 272 ticks. Here we're up 399 ticks. Here we're up 532 ticks. Now the MA diff got really high here. We're pretty far away from the 50, so I started moving my stop closer, right? I moved it closer, and finally we got stopped out at 572 ticks, right? And it is difficult to sit there and watch it because I do better when I don't watch it. Because, you know, NQ or MNQ, you have to give it room. It does move a lot. Okay. So let's move on to passing the evaluations. Here's my process on passing the evaluations. This is what I tell everybody. Don't focus on the carrot. What do I mean by that? Don't focus on how much you're going to make. That's the worst thing that you can do. Do you know that professional traders, and I know this for a fact because I know a couple of professional institutional traders, they don't care what they're going to make. They really don't give a crap what they're going to make. They focus on what they could lose. They're risk managers, right? They know what they're willing to lose on a trade, and if they lose that amount on the trade, they're out. So focus on trading well. And what do I mean by that? Focus on trading your methodology. Trade it so you follow your rules. If I take a trade that was a good setup, but it just didn't work, it didn't follow through, and I take a loss on that trade, oh well, that's trading, right? You have to take, you have to be okay with taking losses. Do I like taking losses? No, but I'm not going to let it affect me for the rest of my trading session. I just shake it off and wait for the next setup. And usually when I get the next setup, I can make that whatever I lost on the first, and I know what my max loss for the day is, and when I hit that, I'm done. And my max profit for the day is, when I hit that, I'm done. So focus on trading well, and the profits will take care of themselves. Remember, the challenges or evaluations or whatever your company calls them are really designed to make you fail because of the parameters they put in place. Like how many trading days to pass. Okay, exactly. Ian said trade the process, not the potential profit. Okay, like how many trading days to pass, the trailing drawdown, sloppy trading, and choosing the correct account size. You know, everybody seems to want to get, oh, I got a $50,000 account size. Okay, but your drawdown is 2,500, right? So this is my process. You get a $50,000 account. Yeah, it sounds wonderful. Oh, I'm trading $50,000 account. No, you're not. You are not trading a $50,000 account. You're trading your drawdown. If your drawdown is 2,500, I don't put on any more than a 10% of my drawdown risk on any one trade. So I only risk $250 on a trade. So for instance, why am I trading MNQ instead of NQ? Well, because we use a 40 tick stop on MNQ, on NQ. Well, a 40 tick stop at $5 a tick is $200 per contract, times 2 contracts is $400. Well, that's over 250. So I trade 6 micros, actually a total of 12 micros, and it keeps me within my trade management. right? Remember, if you're a one-to-one trader, you need to be at least 60% profitable trades to be profitable. If you're a 2-to-1, you can be right 40% of the time and be profitable. You know, so I'm like almost 3-to-1 and I'm over 70%, so I don't worry about it. But if you're 3-to-1, you could be profitable winning 30% of the time. So you have to gauge your risk, your win rate versus your reward. So rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk, because every time you push that button, you're putting on risk, right? So manage your risk. So take intelligent risk, and that will give you that competitive edge. Just like this little mouse. Now he's looking at this piece of cheese. He knows this thing could slap him in the head. So what did he do? He put on a helmet. That's intelligent risk, right? So what is trading success to most people? Financial freedom. You have no financial pressure. You work from home. You have no boss. You have no commute. And you have the advantages of being a full-time trader, which means if you wake up one morning and I'm just not feeling like trading, I just don't feel it today. I have days where I just don't feel the market. I don't feel it today. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm 100%, then walk away. I can't walk away because I'm running the trading room. So what do? I change my mindset. I do one of those things with slapping your face like the Three Stooges used to do. Woo, 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 woo. And I sit down on my computer and I say, okay, I'm going to trade today. And that's what I do because I love trading. I love helping people make money trading. I love coaching people. Why do I love coaching people? Because I know how it is to be on the other side of the mic. I know how it is to be a frustrated trader, and seems like every time you take a trade, the trade goes the other way. Come on, I'm sure you guys have had that feeling plenty of times, right? So this is what I enjoy doing. I love trading. I love teaching people to trade. So now you have two choices. If you're a profitable trader and you're making money, then God bless you and move on and keep doing what you're doing. But from the poll that I took in the first, when we open the room, the second option will be take action today and join the thousands of traders that trade 4 hours plus or minus a day from home, have no boss, and have total financial freedom. So the money flow tracker. And you guys just put your questions in there and we'll get to them, and Roy will get to them. The benefits and the features. They're easy to learn. You get all the workspaces, all the templates for the charts. It's perfect for beginners. I wish I had this when I first started trading. Perfect for any account size. We have traders that just trade micros. That's it. Then they're happy with that. You could trade Forex, futures, stocks, options, stock options, whatever with it. Okay. So for the first 10 traders that come on board this afternoon, this is some additional software that you're going to get as part of your quick action bonus. You're going to get the market scanner, which is a $999 value. So here's my market scanner. So what is this telling me? It's telling me that we trade markets on certain bar sizes depending on their volatility. So it's on CL, we traded 2510, gold we traded 41020, and copper we traded 2510. So this is telling me they're flat. And the indexes we trade on different. So whichever bar size it's on, doesn't mean because you show a buy, doesn't mean that you have a buy set up right now. It's just telling you that you need to go look at the chart and determine if it meets your rules. So you'll get that. You'll get the NDT, which is our execution platform that we use to buy on up close, sell on down close. This is $14.99 value. You'll get the masterclass series on Forex, futures, stocks, and options. and they're really good. You get 1 month in my trading room included in your package. Our trading room and Right Line Trading was in a study that was done by this Dr. Victor Allen. And in his study, he reviewed more than 225 trading websites, evaluated them using several factors, including transparency, proven track record, and assisting traders with educational materials and online support. And we came out on top. And this was published in Traders World and Stock and Commodities Magazine. So here is our special offer for today. We're doing a 50% off sale, which means the Money Flow Tracker software normally is $23.95 a year. We're doing it for $11.97, less than $100 a month, including a month in the trade room. If you like to do a lifetime license, some people don't like to do subscriptions. We're doing 50% off the lifetime license at $29.99. The monthly subscription, we're doing $200 off at $397. And for the first 10 traders, you will get the Auto Trader, the Revo Strategy Auto Trader. You'll get the NDT. You'll get the Market Scanner. You'll get 1 month in my trade room. You'll get all the tutorials and videos. And your software will be installed for you by Charles. Charles will log into your computer. He'll install your software, get everything ready for you to go, to come into the room and have the same setup that I have. Okay. And as an extra bonus, I'm going to give you the Money Flow Tracker minute charts for people that like to trade swing trades. I trade with prop firms, right? So I don't really worry. I can't trade swing trades. I can do them for the day, but I can't hold them overnight. So when I do want to do a longer term swing trade, I just use micros and just put them on and let them run in my regular account, not the funded accounts. So my commitment to you is, when you subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker, is to help you become a successful trader. Remember one thing: if you're not successful, it's not your fault. Again, if you're not successful, it's really not your fault. It's just you're not using the right tools to be successful. It's like trying to pound a nail with a pair of pliers, right? Or a screwdriver. Yeah, you sit there long enough, you'll get it in. But if you use the right tool, a hammer, 2 or 3 blows of the hammer and it's in and you're done. You know, the Money Flow Tracker software is totally unique, and it will give you the edge to trade with institutional order flow. So again, my commitment to you is not just to teach you how to read setups. You know, I could teach a 5-year-old the setups. Just say, look, when this is, I could say, I sit them down and say, you know what? I want you to wait for a green or a dark red background. And when you get that, I want you to make sure that the thick line is above the thin line. I want you to look at, if it's green background, I want you to make sure everything is green here and that you have these dots. And if you have everything set up and you know that you're trading with institutional order flow, and there's another thing I forgot to mention. How do we know when institutions are trading? Well, this number in the bottom right-hand corner of the chart counts the amount of contracts going through the market on gold per minute. So every minute this resets back to 0. So we know how many contracts would be an institutional order flow on gold. Maybe it's 300 contracts would be institutional order flow coming in, because retail traders aren't going to be trading 300 contracts. All right. So we know that. So we put our pieces together and we wait for our setups. We look at the MA diff. How far away from the 50 is it? Okay, the MA diff is good. We have plenty of volume, so we know institutional trader. We get the setup, we click on buy and up close, and we just take our hand off the mouse and we wait and see what happens. So, to teach you just how to read the setups is the easy part, but also to help you develop that mental mindset you must have. Okay, you have to have your head in the right position when you're trading. Okay, and I tell people all the time, don't worry about how much you're going to make. Right? Worry about your trading well. Don't even worry about it. Wait for your setup. If your setup is there, you have to take the trade. If it's not there, if everything's not there, then don't take the trade. Okay? Because you have a 70% chance of winning on the trade if you have your setup there. Well, at least I usually have it according to my data. I'm running a 72.5% win rate. So I already know, according to my data, that I'm 7 out of 10 winners. Right? So if you want to purchase the software, if you go to the chat window in the go to webinar, and I'll pull this down here. If you go to the chat window and you click on this link that Rory put in there, you're going to get this website, the Right Line Trading website. And let's see, move this over here. And just scroll down to the bottom. You don't need a coupon code. He's already put them in there. If you want to subscribe for a year, click on $11.97. And it says here, coupon already successfully applied. And you'll see $23.95 a year minus 50% is $11.97. And what we're going to do also for new clients is when your renewal comes around June 12th of next year, you're going to, excuse me, you're going to pay $11.97 again. You'll still get another 50% discount. All right. So that's one way of subscribing with us. The other way is if you'd like to ask some questions, if you'd like to make your purchase over the phone, put your name and your phone number in the questions box, and either myself or Rory will call you right after the webinar, and you can discuss everything with him or me. You can ask as many questions as you want. All right, I'm trying to touch on everything here, and I think I do a pretty good job on touching on everybody's questions, because honestly, I don't get a ton of questions in my webinars. Most people, I answer their questions along the way. So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% or more swing day traders and swing traders are losing money. So this guy here, he's a retail trader. Okay, I don't consider myself a retail trader. Honestly, when people ask me, what do you do? I say, I'm an institutional trader. And they're like, wow, you're an institutional trader? I say, yeah, because I don't consider myself a retail trader. Why? Because retail traders just take their money and they might as well just flush it down the toilet. And that's what they mostly do. And I'm sure that most of you people feel like that's what you do all the time. And because 3 years ago, that's the way I felt. I felt like every time I took a trade, it went the other way. Every time I took a trade, it went the other way. And then in trending markets, I was doing great, but not our traders. Our traders are making money. So what is this guy? This is the institutional trader. He's taking the money from this guy. My friend calls them, my friend's works on an institutional trading floor. He calls retail traders the guppies. Right? He calls them guppies. He says, we feed on guppies all day long. Just think about it. They'll go for 2 or 3 or 4 ticks, but they're trading 1,000 contracts. So it all adds up. But we trade with institutional money flow. So that's our edge. That's one of our biggest edges, that we trade with institutions, not retail traders. When we have low volumes, we don't want to trade because that's retail traders. So Dan, can you put your phone number in the questions box, please? And then Rory will call you right after the webinar. So again, this is the offer that we're doing. We're doing a 50% off sale for $11.97 for the year, $29.99 for a lifetime license, $3.97 for a monthly subscription. And let's see, Rory says to welcome Sergio, Charles, Greg, Tim. Welcome aboard, you guys. I look forward to working with you in the trading room. He said that we have 4 more of the special with the bonuses. So if you're interested, put your name and your phone number in the questions box and we'll give you a call after. So Dan, again, we can't call you on your email, but we can give you a call on your phone number if you want to put your phone number in the questions box. And we'll give you the money flow tracker minute templates. Now, this is a real, I mean, we have tons of people, different people on this doing testimonials, but this is the first one. So this woman came to was in a webinar just like you were, and she didn't know anything about trading, but you know, and she wanted to learn how to trade. She had just lost her job and she wanted to become a trader. She didn't want to rely on somebody else to make money. So she contacted Mark, and Mark, it says here, Mark taught me things. What did he do? He sat her down in front of the computer and he said, when you see a green background and you see this stair-stepping line going up and you see these dots and everything below here is green or red, I want you to click on buy on up close or sell on down close. So she did that for 4 months. Well, to make a long story short, she's a 6-figure trader. Okay, she's a 6-figure trader. She doesn't trade every day, just like me. I've spoken to her on the phone. She said, I have no setup. I don't make no trade. That's it. She's from Japan. And that's exactly the way she says. She said, Mr. David, I have no setup. I don't make no trade. And that's it, right? So this is a testimonial that was sent in by David, another David. We have like 4 or 5 Davids in the room, right? And this guy was in a webinar just like this, and he sends me a message over the in the questions box. And his message to me was, I'm the world's worst trader. I've been trying to trade and making money for like the last 9 years, and I'm really about time. I'm really thinking about just giving it up and going and doing something else. He says, but I like what I saw in your webinar, and you sound like a honest to God, honest and sincere person. So I'm going to sign up for the Money Flow Tracker. Will you help me? So I contacted him back. We spoke on the phone for a few minutes, and I said to him, David, just listen to what I tell you, follow what we're doing, and he did. Well, to make a long story short, within 3 months, he wrote in here, I started watching David's trading room every morning and learned his trading method, and more important, his rules for trading. We only take trades on specific setups, and we follow the rules. We have a success rate around 70%. He now has 7 Apex funded accounts and 7 Buellnox funded accounts, right? Now he's up to, I think, 20 on 10 on Buellnox and 20 on Apex, right? So again, he says, the Money Flow Tracker software, along with David's methodology and rules for trading, allow me to act like a robot and eliminate any guesswork or emotions from my trading. We use an entry tool called the NDT, which I showed you, which allows a single push button to enter trades when we see the correct setup. So following the rules every day, it's simple. And this is his mindset. C setup, push button, C setup, push button, C setup, push button. Okay. On the bottom here, he said he uploaded his trades into EdgeRunk, which I use also. He sent me a screenshot, and you can see he's up $9,000 in 9 trading days for the month of August of 2023. Okay, so here's a guy that was like ready to give up on trading, and and he was willing to give me a shot and give the money flow tracker a shot to helping him become a successful trader. All right, so anybody can do this. So here again, here is their offer, and I believe this is the last slide. Yeah. Here's the offer, and you get the minute charts. And honestly, how many of you have lost? This comes out to like $100 a month. All right. How many of you lost $100 every week? How many have lost $100 today? Me. I don't want to say what I lost today. I lost too much today. Me. I made money today. Good for you, John. Look, I could tell you anything I want to tell you. I show you my personal trade journal that I upload my trades every day. I'm willing to, I've taken time, I do webinars for the room. We do lessons, once every week or whatever. Depends on what it is and what we want to talk about. The other day I showed people how to set up our trader to set up a maximum daily loss limit, so that once you hit your daily loss limit, it won't let you trade anymore. So let's see. Let me get to these news questions. Hi, Dave and Rory. Has the website gotten more user-friendly as values badge communication? Our website is brand new. It's maybe 4 months old. No issues at all. Sure, David. If you're starting from zero, honestly, that's the best place to start from. It really is the best place to start from. Let me drop this link in here for you. Since you asked me for it, I'll do it. And I'll drop the link and send it to everybody, not just David. We need more Davids in the room. So David, I look forward to working with you in the room. Rory just said, I'll say Jessica and Bart are also new subscribers. They received all the extra bonuses, and the money flow tracker right now, I have been testing it on NQ, copper, crude oil, and YM, and it's performing pretty well. Does it make all winning trades? No, but it has been performing really well. And you're not going to have every day is going to be a winning day. I don't care who you are, what methodology you're trading with. It's impossible to win on every trade. So a person like you, Dave, is perfect for this. Perfect. We have people that subscribe. You can set up the scanner. Actually, the scanner, we have it both for time charts and for Unirenko bar charts, the templates. So you can scan all your stocks or whatever. But we have a good number of people subscribed just for the Money Flow Tracker Auto Trader. Okay, you can scan to stocks that you selected. So for instance, you could put stocks in this column under instrument instead of futures. Okay, I could help you with that. After you subscribe and whatever, I could show you how to do that. We have people that just subscribed for the auto trader because they have jobs, right? They still go to work every day and they want to be able to trade. So what they do is in the morning, they set their auto trader to start trading whatever time they want, 9:30, and stop trading at 4 o'clock. And they have their risk parameters in place and they turn it on and they go to work. And either they come home and they hit their max loss, or they go home where they made money. And that's the best way to do it. So, I like auto trading. I like it a lot. Actually, I would like to have the auto trader set up, take the trades for us in the room, and then we just manage them. But the problem is that the areas of concern that I draw, sometimes it will trade into those areas because it can't identify those. So we watch it, and if it takes a trade and I'm really not liking what it's doing, then I'll close it. So that's pretty much all I have, people. I really appreciate everybody attending. The people that joined, congratulations. I will do anything in my power to help you get where you want in your trading career. And, that's about it. So I want to thank you for attending this webinar, listening to the things I have to say. I hope you learned something. After logging in, nothing to show. I don't understand. Nothing shows for download. You're not going to get a download. Once you subscribe, we'll contact you and you'll set up an appointment with Charles. And Charles will log into your computer and he'll install everything for you. You're a lifetime member, then you need to send Rory a message. The auto trader is different from the money flow tracker. Okay, we're including it in this package, but you probably didn't get it when you subscribed a while ago. So you'll have to talk to Rory if you want that. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm running about 10 minutes over the hour. I want to respect your time. I look forward to working with everybody in the room. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And thank you very much and take care. I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. If you have any questions, you're welcome, Jason. Hope that you subscribe with us and we can work with you. All right. Dave, you might have to talk to Rory about the auto trader and subscribing to the room. Alrighty? So have a great evening. Take care and God bless everybody. Bye-bye.